My daughter Lily has always had a vivid imagination. At 5 years old, her world was filled with talking animals and fairy tale castles. So when she started talking about her new friend, Mr. Grin, I didn't think much of it. I'd listen with a smile as she described him. He was tall, she'd say, with a very, very wide smile that never left his face. He wore a funny, old-fashioned suit and a hat that shadowed his eyes. It sounded like a character straight out of one of her storybooks. The conversations were always one-sided, of course. Lily would be in her room, chattering away to an empty corner. "Mr. Grin, you're so silly," she'd giggle. It was cute, a normal part of childhood development. My husband, Tom, and I would exchange fond glances, remembering our own imaginary friends from when we were kids. We encouraged it, asking her what she and Mr. Grin had been up to. "We played hide and seek," she'd say, "but Mr. Grin always finds me." The first time I felt a flicker of unease was about a week in. I was tucking Lily into bed, and she looked up at me with her big, innocent eyes. "Mommy," she whispered, "Mr. Grin wants to know where we live." I chuckled, ruffling her hair. "But he's already here, sweetie. He plays with you in your room." Lily shook her head seriously. "No, he wants to know our address, the numbers on the house." My smile faded. It was an odd request for an imaginary friend. "Why does he want to know that?" I asked, trying to keep my voice light. Lily just shrugged. "He says he wants to send me a real present." The logic of a 5-year-old. I brushed it off, told her that wasn't necessary, and kissed her goodnight. But the question lingered in the back of my mind. It was just a little strange. Over the next few days, the requests became more frequent. Lily would bring it up at the dinner table, in the car, during bath time. Mr. Grin asked again, "Mommy, what's our address?" It was starting to get on my nerves. "Lily, honey, that's enough," Tom said one evening, his tone firm but gentle. "Mr. Grin doesn't need to know our address. It's private information." Lily's lip trembled. "But he gets sad when I don't tell him," she sniffled. His smile gets bigger. That sent a shiver down my spine. His smile gets bigger. The description, once whimsical, now felt sinister. Tom and I talked about it that night after Lily was asleep. "It's just a phase," he reasoned. "Maybe she heard us talking about ordering something online and got addresses stuck in her head." I wanted to believe him. I really did. But my maternal instinct was screaming that something was wrong. Mr. Grin no longer felt like a harmless creation of a child's mind. He felt like an intrusion. The games Lily played with Mr. Grin also changed. They weren't just hide-and-seek anymore. One afternoon, I found her in the living room, standing perfectly still in front of the large bay window that faced the street. "What are you doing, sweet pea?" I asked. She didn't turn around. "We're playing the waiting game," she said in a monotone voice. "Mr. Grin says he's coming to visit soon, and I have to watch for him." That was it. I'd had enough. I sat her down and tried to explain, in the simplest terms I could, that Mr. Grin wasn't real. "He's a fun friend you made up in your head, Lily, and that's wonderful. But he can't actually visit us, because he only lives in your imagination." Tears welled up in her eyes. "He is real," she insisted, her voice rising. "He told me he is, and he's getting tired of waiting." She ran to her room, slamming the door. That night, a storm rolled in. Rain lashed against the windows, and thunder rumbled in the distance. Tom and I were watching a movie, trying to unwind, but I couldn't shake the feeling of dread that had settled over me. Every creak of the house made me jump. Around midnight, just as the storm was at its peak, it happened. A loud, sharp knock echoed through the house. It wasn't the rhythmic tapping of a branch in the wind. This was deliberate. 3 heavy thuds on our front door. Tom and I froze, looking at each other. Who would be out in this weather at this hour? Tom muted the TV. We listened, holding our breath. Silence. Then, again. Knock, knock, knock. Louder this time, more insisting. My heart was pounding against my ribs. Tom got up slowly. "I'll check the peephole," he whispered, creeping towards the foyer. I followed, staying a few feet behind him. He leaned forward, his eye pressed to the peephole. He was still for a long moment. Too long. "Tom," I whispered, my voice trembling. "Who is it?" He pulled back from the door, his face pale, his eyes wide with a look I'd never seen before, pure, unadulterated fear. He didn't say a word. He just slowly raised a shaking finger to his lips, signaling for me to be silent. Then, a voice drifted from the other side of the door. It was a low, raspy voice, a sound that seemed to crawl right under your skin. "I know you're in there," the voice rasped. "Lily told me you were. Now, be a good neighbor and open the door. I just want to know why you didn't give me the address." My blood ran cold. The voice was distorted by the heavy wood of the door and the howling wind, but there was a chilling sing-song quality to it. As we stood there, frozen in the hallway, we heard another sound that made my stomach drop, a tiny creak from the top of the stairs. I looked up. Standing at the top of the landing, silhouetted by the dim nightlight in the hall, was Lily. She was just standing there, watching us, and on her face was a smile, a very, very wide smile, a smile I had never seen on her before. It wasn't her smile, it was his. Thank you so much for watching. This story still gives me chills just thinking about it. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the dark side. Let me know in the comments what you think happened next. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.